Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Turtles of Greyskull, Walmart exclusive OG Krang. This, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel, and I'm not gonna lie, if you're not a fan of the TMNT Motu crossover, you may want to check this one out regardless, and I'll get into why that is in just a moment here. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look, see that all Krang has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a couple of weapons. Get this nifty battle axe here. It's a double header, so it's twice the head chopping fun. It's got some nicks in it. Kind of looks like a He-Man axe. There is a pig sticking out of the ass end of it, but I'll get into why that is in just a moment here. As he also comes with this pretty sick Morning Star ball and chain, whatever the hell you call this thing, which also has the peg on the end of it. And I'll tell you, this is actually my second go-around with this particular weapon, hand attachment, whatever, accessory for this figure. Because the first one I had, the peg almost snapped clean off in the arm. Because it's this little teeny peg, right? His arm sockets, like the mutant He-Man, the mutated He-Man we looked at, I want to say last week. Ass end of last week, I think. That figure has the same arms, very tight, wrist sockets on that mold, so that kind of crosses over to old Krang here. And this piece is very, very thin. You can see that there's not a lot there, and there's not a lot to grab onto. There's no handle for the Morning Star that you can grab onto. There's no real way to get a hold of this other than just straight up pulling from here, and I would recommend you turn it a little bit as you do it, because the more you do that, the more you loosen it up. That said, I hit this one with a hairdryer a few times now to make this easier to take out. It's still a bitch, like a straight P-I-T-A, a PITA, pain in the ass to do, so I'm more than likely not going to use this, but at least I replaced it. I don't have to deal with the broken one anymore. But a good buddy told me, hey, it's not worth crying over, because sometimes turtles die. So there you go. But he comes with that, as well as this cardboard insert, because nothing says bang for your buck than a piece of pretty thick cardstock. Some art on it there. And then, of course, Krang wouldn't be complete without a Krang, who you can take out of this little doohickey here. A better look at there. Set this out. Just pull him out. He doesn't have all the tentacles a Krang would have. I don't think he's got 2. I think they're supposed to have 4, right? But the best way to get him in here is to just kind of slide him through there. And then kind of work him in like this. Push him in like that. And then this will close. And I'll put this on him in a minute. But obviously you can see there's a peg here, a slot here. I'm supposed to take him apart at the midsection, pop that in. But that is all you get with old Krang. But I just want to note, compared to Leo anyways, he's a big son of a bitch. And he gets even bigger when we add this thing. So, yeah. Pretty cool. He is loosely based off the, I guess, 2000X version of Megator. He's got that foresty green color. He's got the little ponytail, though I don't remember 2000X Megator having a helmet, or this armor in particular, but it's been a while since I watched Master of the Universe 2000X, so, I may just not have my facts straight, which it wouldn't be the first time. And speaking of not having their shit together, this guy was part of that Walmart CollectorCon bullshit, and yeah, most people didn't get him. Thankfully, the old man was able to walk into old Wally World, the one, of course, not closest to my house, but closer to where I used to work, and they had 7 of these guys sitting on the shelf, and I was able to get one for me and one for my good buddy Evil Villain, who, for those of you who don't know, is the friend I was referring to earlier. Because the shit that comes out of that man's mouth, man, I swear to God. So, jokes about my friendship circles aside, let's take a look-see at this big old chungus of a figure here. And I gotta tell you, if you're not into the Turtles of Greyskull thing and just want a Megator, this guy's pretty solid offering for that. Of course, most people are probably going to hold out for the vintage one because, you know, just like in heavy metal where there are elitist douchebags that want to rain on your parade and ruin everything, they got that in toys too. And they all piss and moan on the same Facebook groups. So, as far as articulation goes on this guy, his head looks up and down a little bit, tilts, rotates. His arms will go out to the side like this. Back down, nice tight ratchets there. Swivel forward and back. He's got a swivel in the elbow with a single hinge. Also has a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. Again, same hands as He-Man, but this is after heating the piss out of this. These hands move a little better than they used to. So, take that into consideration. This one's still a little tight, but they are looser than they used to be. But still not like loose. He does have a waist cut. That's pretty solid on mine. Sometimes it can be a little loose. His hips will kick out to the side about that far. And I will tell you, this is just a belt piece. He's got the same kind of crotch as the... is it the Masters of WWE, Andre the Giant? Figure I don't have because, well, somebody had to be a fucking asshole and buy them all out from BBTS. Thanks for that. But, he does have the same mold, the base body, anyways, as that Andre the Giant. Which I guess there's a new one out, but I can't find that sumbitch either. That said, his legs will kick forward and back a little bit. He does have a swivel in the knee with a hinge at the knee. He's got a boot cut, which does work pretty well. And then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker joint, which is kind of steep on him, not gonna lie. And I will say the feet don't feel like they peg into the ankles all the way, but it's whatever, I guess. He doesn't really have trouble standing because of that, but he'd probably be more stable if he could do that. And he does have a little bit of a gap back here, but it's not that big a deal. So as far as attaching the Krang goes, because that's probably how most people are going to display this guy anyways, got to keep the belt from pushing up on that. But you just take it and you snap it in there. It's nice and tight, locks the belt into place. So that's cool. Got the little Krang hanging out there. And then what you do is you take this and you snap it on top. And there you go. There is your Krang in his not exactly android body, but I see what they were going for with this, because he does remind me a lot of the Krang android body. The big chunky one from the old Playmates line. I think NECA's made one too for the cartoon collection they got going on for the Turtles. But there he is, and if you thought he was tall before, and move him over, I gotta tilt the camera up for this. Leo back in here. He's fucking huge! Yeah, he's a big boy. Definitely worth the price. I'm not going to deny that. I think you get enough plastic in the box. And question, when the hell did Mattel start making Mega Figs? They're definitely on their McFarlane Toys shit with this one. I heard the Slacker is like just as huge. It's pretty wild. I think he uses a lot of these same parts too. But centering old Krang here, I think all that is left to do is bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Manibelith and the infamous 11 Spawn, in for a final size comparison here. And you could see that old Krang is bigger than good old Al Simmons here. The first Origins figure to tower over the likes of the infamous 11 Spawn. How's that for your ass? So, with that being said, there's nothing left to do now but wrap things up. Not wrap these up. I ain't giving this shit away. This is my stuff. Get your own, fool. With some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the Morningstar ball and chain, whatever the hell you want to call it, being a little too tight for the sockets in the arms, I have to say that the mighty Krang here is probably one of the better offerings from the Turtles of Greyskull subline from Masters of the Universe Origins, mostly because you can make it a Turtles of Greyskull figure, or you can make it a straight-up 2000X inspired Megator for your standard, quote-unquote, traditional Masters of the Universe Origins collection. And I think that the, variety, or better yet, display options make this guy super duper fun, super duper awesome, and super duper bussin'. But again, that ball and chain Morningstar, whatever the hell you want to call it, weapon, not having a handle is, in my opinion, a detriment to the enjoyability, play value, and fun factor for this figure, because Megator holds his mace in his hand. He doesn't literally use it as a hand, so I think they should have given it a handle like the axe. But that's my 2 cents, that's my story, I'll stick it to it, I said what I said, you don't like it, kiss my ass. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.